Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be making a complete guide for battle drills because it will be coming out in one day from right now on global server. Now from the testing on the Pioneer server, the mechanics of the stamina are going to be very different. I wanted to begin by talking about that. So you're going to begin with global stamina of 15. And each one of your heroes is going to have individual stamina of 3. And all of your heroes will be deployable in battle. There's not going to be any command center or lock-in. Any hero that you have built, you can deploy into battle. But each one of them will be limited to 3 individual stamina. And in total, you will have 15 global stamina. What this means is, let's make an example. Let's say you're going to be running the Eironn Nuke team to try and clear a stronghold guard tower like we did in the past. You're going to be running Eironn, Eironn, Carolina, Damien, and Prissa. Let's say that's 5 heroes. After you complete the battle, you're going to have 1 less individual stamina on all of these 5 heroes. So rather than 3 individual, they're going to have 2 individual stamina. And your global stamina will go down from 15 to 10. Once you have 0 global stamina, you're not able to do any more attacks, regardless of how much individual stamina are on your heroes. Every day you're going to gain 1 individual stamina on your heroes, and your global stamina can actually increase even on day 1 if you get a high enough capture bonus, for example by defeating a good amount of these guard towers or connecting to the other base. I don't know the exact number you need for that, but that is just the thing to keep in mind. But because of how this system works, it is still going to be beneficial for you when you're clearing the passageways, or maybe if there's very low percentage health left on a tower, you can deploy a team of 3 heroes rather than 5 heroes, and that is going to save on your global stamina. And so it is still going to be a good strategy. Now, talking about the passageways. The passageways are going to be the same, the guards that you see here. There are 5 battles here before you can make it to the tower. When you attack in here, you still want to deploy a team of 3 heroes rather than 5 because that is going to save you 2 global stamina if you do it. The other thing is there's not going to be any more stamina refund. Previously, if you were able to clear the passageways in under 30 seconds, you got some stamina refunded to you. That is not going to happen anymore, and so you can take the whole 90 seconds if need be to clear the passageway, but you need to get it cleared in the end. And so we will come up with, I will show you guys the teams that I will recommend for this. But the important thing is you will want to clear the passageways with heroes that you will not be using in your boss killing teams, because you want to save the individual stamina for your boss teams. But yeah, okay. Now the other thing is, if you take a look at the map, you might think there's a bug. Like for example on the right side, they are not showing the ×5 guards. It is not a bug. On the left side, you're going to have passageways, and they're 30 in total. They're ×5, and you're going to see that 6 times on the left side. On the right side, there are no passageways, and that means that people who begin on the right fortress, they're immediately going to begin attacking the stronghold guard tower. And on the left side, they will have to clear the passages first. This means that your guild members who have a strong built-up Eironn Nuke team, like Eironn, Prissa, Eironn, Carolina, Damien, or any sort of variation of that, they will want to begin on the right side, because that is going to be the optimal team for taking down these guard towers, because they are going to pretty much all be teams of 5, and that is really where the Eironn combo is going to dominate. There are a few specific guard towers which we'll talk about where the Eironn team is not going to be the best option, but for the most part it is going to be the top tier choice. Okay, so that, and on the left side, you're going to want to have your players who maybe don't have the Eironn team built, or maybe they're weaker in terms of power level, and they're going to be dedicated towards clearing these passageways, because there are going to be 30 total passageways, pathways basically, that you will need to clear, and that will need at least 3 heroes per passageway, so 3 times 30 is 90, so 90 global stamina will be required in order to clear that, even if you're running teams of 3. If you're running teams of 5, it would need even more than that. Okay, now as for the strategy of how to connect the 2 fortresses, because this is a really important point when it comes to battle drills. Now, the best strategy, in my opinion, is going to be connecting through the bottom outer edge. You're going to have your people with the Eironn Nuke team on the right fortress, and they're going to immediately begin. They're not going to be focusing middle. They're not going to be focusing top. They're immediately going to begin working down this tower from the bottom side. They're going to take down this one, which is a 5 capture bonus, and then they're going to move on to this one, which is a 10 capture bonus, and then they're going to move on to the buff tower, a 30 capture bonus. This is going to take the longest time to clear, because this is another point. Generally speaking, in battle drills, you can judge the difficulty of a tower and the amount of attacks you will require based on the capture bonus it will provide, because the capture bonus is going to increase your camp level, providing you stats, like basically a 5 capture bonus increases your stats by 5%, 10 capture bonus increases by 10%, and then also it can increase your global stamina once you reach a certain amount. But either way, you're going to take down this buff tower, and then you're going to keep moving. You're going to move on to this guard tower, all using your Eironn nuke teams, and then in the meantime, the left fortress should be working down, clearing these ×5 passageways. There will be at least a couple people in here with the Eironn nuke team. They're going to clear this tower, and then you're going to clear these ×5 passageways. And then they can continue proceeding here, or what they can do is they can just try to begin clearing the other passageways, because their main duty, people pointed to the left tower, is going to be clearing the passageways. And so if they get all of these cleared, it will just be easier then for, once you're all connected, to begin just attacking all of the guard towers immediately. Okay, so that is going to be the overall optimal strategy. The good news is that based on the Pioneer server, this map, when it comes out to us, it is not going to be difficult to clear. If you have an active guild, you can even clear it on day 1, or most of the different towers and on day 1, which is going to be great. Okay, so that is going to be the strategy. Then when you both are connected from this bottom outer edge, then you're going to begin looking at getting to this guard tower, because you want to get your other buff. Because you want to maximize your buffs before you begin attacking even the shadow bosses and all of the rest of the map. And my recommendation would either go through, for example, this guard and then this guard, and then begin attacking the top, or you can go around the outer edge on the top. Now, the reason why this map is not actually symmetrical, if you would try to use this strategy going around the top edge, it is not going to work as well for you, because there's this guard tower that gets in the way. You have these dead tide guards, which I don't know if you guys remember from AFK stages, but they're very annoying. First of all, they reduce magic damage taken, but even more importantly than that, they become unaffected. They're going to be immune to control effects, and they also then deal damage to your heroes who are going to try to control them. And so the Eironn nuke team has very bad performance into this tower here, and so that is why I don't even know what team you would want to bring into this tower. I think my strategy will just be connecting on the outer edge, getting a lot of these capture bonuses to increase your camp level, and then by that point in time, you should be strong enough that you can just outpower it, and maybe even the Eironn nuke team will work onto it. However, the Eironn nuke team just does not work very well into this specific guard. But the good news is, it's only a +10 capture bonus tower. It is not going to be, for example, the +30, which is going to be causing you the major problems. And the thing is, no matter how you want to get to this top buff tower, you are going to have to go through these dead tide guards. There's no way around it, and so you're going to have to deal with that. So I haven't come up with like a physical damage dealer team, because, you know, we're using the Eironn team, which is a magical damage dealer control team, which has it doesn't work well here, but I haven't come up with the physical one. I'm just planning to outpower it once we have all of our capture bonuses and we're connected, but maybe that's one thing to think about, maybe coming up with the physical team as well. Okay, and then when you're done collecting this top buff and you have a lot of capture bonuses acquired, then you're going to go in and attack the shadow bosses and then the main boss. So we have teams, like basically I've come up with some good teams you can try for day 1. I don't know if they're going to be the optimal teams, but definitely they're going to be teams which a lot of people will be able to run. They're quite relatable, free to play friendly, and they should get the job done. So here we're going to take a look at the formations now. Okay, so for pathing, this is a pathing team I've used. I've always, wait, oh no, don't tell me. There's some issue with kind of the formation screen. I'm going to have to actually edit it and show you in the formation. Okay, so this is going to be my pathing passageway team, number 1. The good thing is this was able to clear really effectively passageways in the past battle drills, even within 30 seconds. Now you have the whole 90 seconds to clear it if you need to. I'm going to run the Sanctum spell just to keep the team topped off, and it gives a pretty good stat distribution. Cisa and Sylvina deal all of the damage, and they're going to clear the enemies for you, and Igor is going to tank. The other good thing is all of these heroes, none of them are going to be good for bosses, none of them are going to be good for the guard towers, and so like you're not going to be wasting any of the individual stamina on your other key heroes by running this team. So that's why I think that is a good team option. And then we have another one, which you can try here. It does have Ludovic, which maybe you would want to use Ludovic in a boss team, although I don't think it is that important to do that. And basically, it is all about protect the Viperon and kill the enemy comp, and Viperon will do really well at clearing the passageways. And all of these heroes, again, are not really too good for bosses. A lot of people will have these heroes built, but if you're going to run a team like this, make sure you have Ludovic, or you have some sort of healing for the Viperon, otherwise I think he's going to end up dying. So I think both of these can be good teams for passageways. And then I have a third team for passageways. Seth does well in passageways, like Relentless Rumble. Reese does well in it because he has AoE damage. But if you don't have Reese, you could replace it for another Mauler here. Just make sure not to use any Mauler, which would be good for your boss teams. Like, I would even, like, maybe do Elsa. Elsa is not great for the boss teams this time. I mean, maybe it could be because of the buffs you get. But we don't have, for example, that Lightbearer comp with Corrin. So I don't know whether Elsa is going to be the top option here or not. But you could use it. You could even use 2 tanks in Seth. You could use... yeah, you could use Smokey if you're not using him for another comp, but basically, those are going to be 3 different passageway teams you can try. And then we have the Eironn Nuke team. It's going to be very standard. With the Harmonic spell, I think will be the best, because you have Damien for healing. You don't need the Sanctum spell, so you can just go for more damage with the Harmonic spell. It will max out your damage. Parissa, Carolina, Arden. If you don't have Parissa, I guess you could go for Tossie. You could go for Floribel, but Parissa does the most damage here by a lot, and this is a really good team. And like, talking again about the Dead Tide Guard, Parissa I don't think has a lot of crowd control in her kit. She just has a lot of AoE damage, and so I think if you would want to run a team that would still do well into Dead Tide Guards, it could still be Parissa. It could still be maybe Carolina. Although Carolina has less effectiveness against enemies who are not controlled. But either way, this is going to be your team for most of the guard towers. For the Dead Tide Guard, I think you will still probably run it once you're just over leveled with all the capture bonuses. Okay, now I have 2 different teams, boss teams that you can try. So here's going to be basically, this team is like the team which is being used in the Mirage Frostspike Primal Lord, so I figured it would be good here as well. And I'm trying to activate the Mauler, like the Mauler faction talent, because it is going to give you bonus stats. I don't really care about the Prime Carrier buff tile, but this is just going to give you more stats. And Rainier is going to position swap Odie to increase the damage. I'm pretty sure the boss is going to be in this position, so like, this is the position you want. But if you need to have them back, you can do that as well and move everyone back a tile. But I think this is going to be the position where you're going to be position swapping the boss. You just want Rainier position swapping Odie into the boss with the... Like, you have Rainier's charms applied to the Odie, Sonya's buff applied to the Odie, Shakira is going to be buffing up the Odie, Mikola's going to be buffing up the Odie. Like, this is going to be crazy, I feel like. And I would say Harmonic Swell, probably going to be a good option. Okay, so we have, this is, I think that will be a pretty good boss team. And then I have another one, which is like a Lily May team. I tried to make free-to-play friendly teams. I think a lot of people recruit for Bonnie, and Bonnie with Supreme Plus increases the damage of magical damage dealers, but you don't need to use Bonnie here. Basically, I just wanted the 3 Wilders, and then finally you could use Floribel, but Floribel just doesn't do that much damage to bosses. You could even use Taylene. Taylene will probably do well in a team like this with the Haywin. Yeah, it would probably do pretty well and have her on the buff tile if you wanted to. Or you could even put in Lenya. Basically, you have a lot of different options, but the 3 Wilders, Lily May as a damage dealer, Thorin to increase the damage the boss takes, and that is basically it for the different team comps I have that I'm going to try on day 1 of the battle drills. And I'm sure better team comps will be coming out, and I can update you guys if that is needed. But I think these ones are going to get the job done. And so that is what I wanted to share today. Now, 2 key other guard towers we didn't talk about are over here. They only have a capture bonus of 5, which means they're probably going to be pretty easy to take down. But when you're attacking this tower, because it's a single enemy in OD, you will want to use your boss team onto this guard tower. Because if you use like the Eironn Nuke team, it's not effective. Eironn Nuke team is only good when there are like 3 or more enemies. If there's only 1 enemy, that is not a good team option. And definitely you could also go for a boss team with like Marilee Corrin. I didn't even come up with one of those. Let me just go ahead and make one of those right now. Maybe even for the OD formation, it would be fine. So what you could do is you could have, like if we have the Lightbearers, we know there's 3 good Lightbearer heroes, and I think a lot of people have them built, which are going to be Vala, You can use Sonya if she's still available for you, but you can definitely also use Tunisia, Core, and Merrily. This is going to be a good combo because you have physical damage and Tunisia has some physical defense shred. And then you would just want to have a healer in here, like you could have Smokey. Smokey would always work pretty well. And then you could just have, I don't know, you could have Coco, because we're not using Coco on any other team. I think this would also work for like clearing the OD guard tower. This team could work. This could work for the actual shadow bosses. Maybe not Shadow Eironn, because Shadow Eironn is, first of all, Shadow Eironn has a shield which reduces the physical damage dealt to him. So you want to run a magical damage team like the other ones, like the OD one or the Lily May. But for the Shadow Merrily, maybe you could try a team like this. Maybe it would do fine. But yeah, I think this is another team option you can try. But basically, there are going to be a lot of team options. You'll have to make the most of the heroes you have on your account. But I just wanted to give you like an overview of this battle drills. Hopefully this guide is helpful. Good luck clearing it tomorrow, guys. And remember, you just have to clear it one time to get the 500 diamonds rewards. Clearing it on the subsequent like difficulty levels is only for bragging rights. There's no actual benefit for doing that, and so everyone should manage to clear it, and hopefully you can. But thanks for watching, guys. That is going to be it. If you have any other strategies that you're going to be following, or maybe I've missed out, then you can feel free to share them in the comments section. And also, guys, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link in the description of this video. We have over 2,050 members right now, and we chat about everything, all strategies, all different game modes, and you can also ask me questions there. I try to check it very frequently and get back to you. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.